Have you ever wondered why buying a house in a city feels like an impossible dream? Why even people with good salaries struggle to afford a small flat? Why young people delay marriage, migration, or even career choices because of rent? Today, we are discussing an article titled Has Housing Become Prohibitively Expensive in Indian Cities? I'm Dr. Nisha Jacob from Career Guidance and Adolescent Counseling Cell, Alapura. This is based on an article written by Professor Ashok K. Lal. The article speaks directly to the lived reality of millions of Indians. Professor Ashok is a development economist and an expert in urban economics. He's an expert in public policy and housing issues. He's worked extensively on questions of inequality, urbanization, and social justice in India. This article is not just an opinion, it's grounded in economic data, historical insight, and social concern. The article also includes edited experts from and commentary by Sri Tilakendra Singh Pawar. He is the person who helps to frame the discussion within India's present urban crisis. The article asks a very simple but disturbing question. Why has housing become so expensive in Indian cities that even an ordinary people can no longer afford it? Earlier, housing was seen as a basic human need. It's a social good and a part of urban welfare. But today, housing has turned into a commodity, a financial asset, and a speculative investment. And this shift has created a deep crisis. Professor Lal, he explains that the housing crisis is not accidental. In cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, and Hyderabad, land prices are extremely high. Builders focus on luxury housing. Affordable housing is pushed to the city's outskirts. As a result, homes are built where the people cannot live. People live where there are no jobs, no transport, and services. This creates a painful paradox. Houses exist, but homes are unaffordable. The article strongly points out that land policy lies at the heart of the problem. Over the years, urban land has been monopolized. Public land has been handed over to private developers. Housing policy is shifted from welfare to profit. The state, instead of protecting citizens, it often acts as a facilitator to real estate interests. Housing is no longer designed for workers, students, migrants, and middle class families. Instead, it's designed for investment and speculation. Professor Lal highlights the sociological impact of this crisis. When people cannot afford housing, slums and informal settlements, it grows, commuting time increases, the commuting is transportation time increases, family life becomes unstable, the mental stress it rises. Young people, they lived in cramped rented rooms. Workers live in far away from their workplaces. Cities become divided between the rich and the poor. Housing inequality leads directly to social inequality. The article does not only criticism, but it also invites solutions. Some of the important ideas, it includes treating housing as a right, not just a market product. Reclaiming the role of the state in affordable housing, using public land for public housing. Learning from earlier housing models that focused on social welfare. Professor Lal, he argues that urban planning must prioritize people over profits. This article is extremely relevant in today's India. Urbanization is increasing rapidly. Youth migration to cities is rising, and housing costs are consuming a major portion of income. Without affordable housing, cities become exclusionary and economic growth becomes unequal. Social tensions will increase. Housing is not just about buildings, it's about dignity, it's about belongingness. Housing affordability affects education choices, career mobility, and independence. Understanding this issue helps young people to make informed life and career decisions. Housing costs determine the quality of life, family stability, and financial security. This article gives voice to everyday struggles that often go unnoticed. Urban planners, economists, social workers, educators, and administrators, they must rethink development models that exclude the majority. Professor Ashok Lal, he reminds us that cities should be built for people, not just for profit. Housing is not a privilege, it's a basic human necessity. With this thought, I conclude. I'm Dr. Nisha Jacob from Career Guidance and Adolescent Counseling Cell, Alapura. If this conversation made you think, reflect, or question, then the article has done its job. Thank you for watching.